Hey guys, what's up? It's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be talking about sororities and sorority life and Greek life. Figured I'd make this video. I know I wanted to make this like a while ago for all those people who are like already done virtual recruitment. So yeah, I'm making one now for all you people on the quarter system or haven't gone through recruitment yet. This is for you. I am in a sorority at UC Santa Barbara. I am going to be a second year. I'm in Alpha Chi Omega. So yeah, basically this whole video is going to be everything about recruitment. So I'm gonna go through what recruitment is, how formal recruitment works, how it's going to work online, what I wish I knew, and like tips. And then I'm going to answer a bunch of you guys' questions that you guys have DM'd me. Let's just get into it because there's a lot I have to cover. First off, what is recruitment? So recruitment is basically the process of joining a sorority at your campus. A sorority, for those of you who don't know, are social organizations at your campus. It's also just like a good way to get involved and meet a ton of people. Each sorority has their own philanthropy or like charitable organization that they donate to and have events for. So for instance, Alpha Chi Omega's is domestic violence awareness. There's two types of recruitment. So there's formal, which is what I'm going to talk about in this video. And then there's informal recruitment, which is basically how it sounds. Like it's a lot more informal, a lot less intense. Informal recruitment is also known as continuous open bidding or like COBs. Usually every sorority participates in formal recruitment and only some participate in informal, depending on whether they need new members or not. I'm going to focus on formal recruitment though. If you have more questions about informal, you can comment them down below, but like there's not really much else to talk about besides that it's informal. Obviously this year is going to be a lot different because it's all going to be online. UC Santa Barbara is doing virtual recruitment. It's all happening on Zoom and like through breakout rooms and all that stuff. Our bid day is also going to be virtual. I'm really sad that it's virtual, but you know, I'm trying to be safe. Greek life is very different on every campus. I would say Ucsb is definitely on the more chill side. Only 13% of students are in Greek life, so it's really not big at all. You don't have to join if you don't want to. If you're on the fence, I definitely do say try it out. I know other schools it's like very intense, but Ucsb is definitely more chill, which I like. So yeah. I decided to join a sorority because I am from Philly, and like going all the way from Philly to Santa Barbara, California, I knew no one. I just figured it would be like a great way to make friends, meet new people, get involved on campus, and my older sister who was in a sorority really liked it, so I just wanted to try it out. I was like very on the fence for a long time, but then I just figured why don't I just like try it out, and if I don't like it I can drop. How formal recruitment works for UCSB, this happens during fall quarter, during like the first week of school. How it used to work was there were 4 days of recruitment and then there was bid day. So there was like orientation. I forget what the first day is called, but like there's orientation, then there's the first day of like actual recruitment, but I forget what it's called. I'm just gonna call it like intro day. I don't know what it is. And then there's house tours, impact night, prep night, and bid day. So orientation happens the first day. I missed that day because I actually had to take an English placement exam, which by the way, if you ever have like any conflicts or like other stuff happening that you can't make certain parts of recruitment, all you have to do is email Panhell and they'll figure it all out for you. Don't stress out about that. Panhell will work it out for you. So yeah, orientation is the first thing, just explaining how recruitment is gonna work. I know like they had a speaker come in, which I'm so mad that I missed because I heard that she was like such a good speaker, but she basically talks about all the stereotypes around Greek life. And then after you get your rush groups, a bunch of girls who are going through recruitment get paired up with your Rho Gamma, or I know other schools call it like their Pi Chi, but basically your Rho Gamma or Pi Chi are mentors for that whole week, unaffiliated sorority members chosen by Panhell to guide you throughout the week, give you advice, comfort you, basically just to support you throughout this whole week, which can be very exhausting. That's like your support system throughout recruitment. Very helpful. I literally love my Rho Gamma. I doubt she's watching this, but girly, I love you, Sarah. The first day of actual recruitment was visiting all of the chapters. UCSB has 8 sororities. First day you have to go to every single house, which is honestly really good because you want to get to know every sorority and feel out everyone's vibe. Basically how it works in person is like you go to the house, you are lined up in a line, they open the doors to their house, and it's basically like what I thought being in a sorority would be like was that. Like it was just like, you know, the stereotypical like Legally Blonde, Scream Queens, like those clapping and chanting and being like, wah! That's what happens. Like I just remember seeing that, I was like, oh god, like this is like real, like they're actually doing this right now. But yeah, they like open the doors and like the president comes out and she's like,
hi, I'm Emma, president of blah blah.
VP recruitment will come on and be like,
hi, I'm Emma, VP recruitment. I'm so excited to have you here. Come and meet the lovely ladies of blah 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 blah.
It's just like so intimidating because everyone's like smiling at you. They kind of like look like robots, like I'm not gonna lie, like it's just like so creepy. But it would be honestly weird if they were all just like standing there like not smiling and just being like, hey. You'd probably be like, do they even want me here? So honestly, all the girls who are on the other side of recruitment make fun of it. Like we all know it's kind of a joke. They just make it fun. Basically they do the whole speech and then you go into the house, you meet a girl and she's like, hi, it's so nice to meet you, come on in. They like usher you in and it's honestly like really creepy, but that's just how recruitment works. You're basically like speed dating for the whole time. You just like talk to a bunch of girls about honestly the same stuff over and over again. You're gonna hear this like a million times, which is honestly why recruitment is so exhausting, because you're talking about the same things. Why'd you decide to go through recruitment? Why did you decide this school? What are you majoring in? What do you like to do? I remember being so scared going into it. I was like, I literally don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Like, what am I gonna talk about? Like, this is so scary. Like, I thought I was going through like a full-on like interview, but it's super chill. Like, you're literally just talking to a girl your age and you just talk about a ton of random stuff, see if you guys vibe. They learn about you, you learn about them and their chapter, and then you leave the house. And then at the end of every day, you rank the houses. For me, like it was like out of the total 8, like what are your top 6 and then your bottom 2. So then the next day you would get 6 back. If like all 6 wanted you back, you'd get all 6 back. It's all part of a mutual process and every house does it differently, so I'm not really gonna speak on that because I don't know how it works at all the houses. It's all part of the process and you're gonna hear this a million times, but you just trust the process and it'll all work out. So every day the amount of sororities you go back to goes down. So for me it was 8, 6, 4, 2. The next day is house tours, which is basically you get to see the houses, which is really cool. Impact night, which you learn all about the philanthropy, and then there's prep night, which is the final night before bid day, and it usually gets like really emotional. You just like talk about sisterhood, and then at the end of prep night you rank the last houses you have, and then on bid day you get a bid from either one of those houses. Throughout each day the amount of sororities you go back to goes down, and then also the amount of time that you talk to each girl goes up, if that makes sense. So like on the first day you talk to like 3 girls and like each girl for like 10 minutes, I think. It's like very short and quick and literally speed dating. And then by the end of the week, like prep night, you're spending the whole time with only 1 girl. That's basically how formal recruitment works. Now I'm gonna talk about how it's gonna work online for those of you who are doing it online right now. At Ucsb, they cut it down to 3 days instead of 4. They still have orientation, and then they have open house, impact, and preference, and then they have bid day. Instead of going 8, 6, 4, 2, it's gonna be 8, 5, 2. Same thing, open house is you get to see house tours, then impact, you learn about their philanthropy and meet more girls, and then preference, you learn about sisterhood. So now I'm gonna go on to what I wish I knew and some tips I have for you guys. This week is honestly so exhausting. Going into it, I was like, oh yeah, just like recruitment, but it literally is, it is so exhausting. It is fun, you get to meet a ton of people, but you're talking like literally all day, especially in person. Walking all over Isla Vista, like from house to house, talking from like 8 a.m. to like 8 p.m. It can get so tiring. Obviously, those of you doing it online, you don't have to walk all day. You can literally just do it from your bed, so that's really nice. Another thing I wish I knew about recruitment is that the girls on the other side, like who are in sororities, work so hard for recruitment. Every sorority has like their own VP recruitment and like all these committees and just like so much effort and like detail go into recruitment. The whole week before formal recruitment, we have polish week or pre-recruitment, which we basically spend the entire week practicing all this stuff to prepare for recruitment. So we work really hard. We're super nervous for you guys. Like, as nervous as you might be going through recruitment, like, the other girls are so nervous too. They want you to like them. They want you to like their sorority. They want you to want to join the sorority. Another thing I wish I knew was like what to talk about, which honestly isn't that big of a deal, especially at Ucsb, since it's super chill. It's just like very casual. I just remember going through it and I was like, oh my god, like I have no idea what to talk about. I need talking points, like I need to have questions for them. But honestly, don't stress out too much where you're literally planning a whole script for yourself, because that's what I do, because I'm literally social anxiety. But literally it's super chill. Just talk to the girls normally, like they're gonna ask you questions. Just know how to carry a conversation. Try to make your conversations interesting. Obviously it's not all on you, it's on the girls who are on the other side of recruitment too. Like, it's both of your guys' job to carry a conversation, to make it fun and interesting. Don't stress out too much. It's just to see if you guys like vibe well. If you don't vibe well, not for you. If you guys don't know what to talk about, like literally just ask them about like why they chose their sorority, what their favorite memory from being in the sorority is, and then kind of going off of that, just like stay true to yourself when you're having these conversations. Don't pretend to be someone you're not just to join the sorority. Usually girls will see right through that, and even if you do end up in that sorority, you're not gonna vibe with them, and like you're just gonna have to keep up this like personality that's not yours. Be real, stay true to yourself. Another thing going along with staying true to yourself is like staying true to your style and what you want to wear. I don't even think we have like a strict dress code of like what you're supposed to wear. Last year they had like a little guide of like what to wear, so it was like this day is casual, this day is like casual but cute, this day is like formal. You know, wear what you want to wear. I know it's probably gonna be different for online since you're only seeing like this up, which is so nice because you don't have to like worry about the bottom half of what you're wearing. You could literally wear sweatpants and a nice top and like they wouldn't know. If you want to wear sandals, wear them. If you want to wear sneakers, wear them. Show your style. Don't worry too much about what other people are wearing. Another tip I have for you guys is do not listen to everything that you hear online or in person, honestly. Do not go on Greek rank. Hearing things from other people, like what their opinions are, or like your friends at other schools might be like, oh, this sorority is really bad at my school, or this sorority is the top sorority at my school. You know, don't listen to any of that because it's just gonna put this bias and like perspective in your head. Literally, I cannot stress this enough. Like, go into recruitment with an open mind. Don't let anyone's opinions or rumors mess with you. Like, if you like this sorority and some other girl's like, oh, apparently this sorority does this, whatever, most likely this rumor isn't true. If you like a sorority, like it. Like, who cares what everyone else thinks? Like, this is for you. You're doing this for you. So yeah, this next tip is more for people who are doing it in person, which is like knowing what to bring. Bring snacks, bring water. You're gonna get hungry, you're gonna get thirsty. Another thing I did was bring sneakers to change into for the days where I wore like heels. Also, for the days that I had like late houses to go to and it was cold at night, I would bring sweatpants to put over my dress, or like a sweatshirt or something, just to like keep warm and to be comfortable. Another huge tip I have is to write notes after each house that you go to. I still have the notes on my phone of like what I said about each sorority and like where I sat, who I was talking to, what we talked about, what their house looked like, what like the rooms looked like. And like, it's really interesting to look back on, because this is another thing to keep in mind, is that like you get paired with different girls each day. On one day you might not vibe with the girls and be like, like your conversations are all right. Later on you might be like, oh my god, the girls I talked to this day were amazing, I totally vibed with them. Definitely write notes, because you probably will forget. Like, I'm so happy that I wrote notes because I would totally forget what happened at each house, because honestly everything blends together after having conversations with like so many girls in one day. Another tip I have is to talk with your rogams or your pie guys. They are literally there for you for a reason. They're your mentor. They know how the recruitment process works. They've been on both sides of recruitment. They honestly just want the best for you, so don't be afraid to like talk to them, ask them for advice. Like, I remember like I probably cried to my rogam 2 times. Or maybe you're not an emotional person. Like, honestly, I'm just like an emotional person. But I cried like probably 5 times for like different reasons. I got dropped by like like the top sorority I wanted, but like I kind of just like realized I was like, okay, like if they dropped me, like why would I want to go back there? Like they obviously weren't for me, you know, whatever. Like literally trust the process. Like I literally could not be happier in the sorority that I'm in right now. So everything happens for a reason. And then the last piece of advice I have is to choose what you want. You're going through this process for you, not anyone else. If your best friend is also going through recruitment and it's like, oh my god, no, you need to be in this sorority with me, like do what you want. If your mom is a legacy and she's like, you have to join the sorority, it's the best, like, and you don't like that sorority at your campus, like don't join it if you don't like it. Like choose what you want, stay true to yourself, keep an open mind, trust the process. I remember recruitment being so exhausting, so rough, and so confusing and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it was so worth it, and I met literally all my best friends in my sorority. I've gotten so many opportunities with my sorority. Now I'm gonna go answer like some of the most common questions I got from people commenting on my YouTube videos or DMing me. Do you have to party, or like is partying an expected thing of people in sororities? Which I think is so crazy. But like I totally had this like expectation too. I was like, oh my god, like this, like sororities are just for partying and stuff, but it literally is not at all. There's literally no pressure to party if you don't want to. It's your choice. Like if you want to party, party. If you don't want to party, don't party. Another question I got about parties is like, are parties only for Greek life / like will I be fine if I don't join Greek life? Greek life is literally only 13% of students on campus, so trust me, you'll be fine without Greek life if you find it's not for you or you don't want to do it. Like there are plenty of other people to make friends with, like so many other ways to make friends too. Other people besides Greek life have parties. Don't have to worry about parties this year because COVID. For all of you who are at college, please don't party. Literally, don't be selfish. Social distance, do not party, do not be selfish. Yeah. Another question I get is about living in the house, and like, do you have to live in the house, and like what year do you live in the house? At least for my sorority, you do have to live in at least 1 year. So I'm living in this year, my second year. Most people live in their second year. The house is a really great place to live. You literally get to live with like 50 girls, and like when else are you gonna have that experience again? Honestly, I think it's really fun. Because of COVID, we're trying to be safe, and instead of like having 50 girls live in the house, we're only having like 25, I think, and everyone gets their own single, so it's gonna be super nice. Another question I get is Greek life super big at UCSB, and do most girls do it? Again, only like 13% do it, so it's not big at UCSB. I would say a lot of girls do go through the recruitment process to see like if it's for them or not. My roommates both went through the recruitment process with me, and they both decided it wasn't for them, which is like totally fine, and they both dropped from recruitment, which is also another thing you can do. So throughout recruitment, if you decide it's not for you, you can drop. If you drop during recruitment, you can still join again, like you can still do informal rush, but if you drop after you get a bid and before initiation, then you have to wait until the next formal recruitment. And then if you drop after initiation, then I'm pretty sure you can't join a sorority again. But okay, I really don't know, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. My advice is if you're on the fence like I was and how my roommates were, I would try it out because you still get to meet a ton of people. Honestly, it's just like a good experience to have. And then if you figure it's not good for you, you can always drop. Do people need letters of recommendation? I know for some schools, they like highly encourage letters of recommendation from like past alumna. At UCSB, like letters of recommendation are not really a thing. Like I'm pretty sure you can still send them in, but I don't think they make that big of a difference. I personally didn't have any letters of recommendation. You definitely don't need it. Another question I get is if sorority life is manageable and like how big of a commitment is it? My answer to that is like you get what you put into it. Right now I'm helping with like recruitment stuff, and I think it's super fun. I like going to all the sisterhoods and like all the chapter meetings, all the events that we have, and like other sororities and other fraternities events. Like I think it's so fun. If you guys want to look at what that is like, you can check out some of my week in my life. So there's not a lot of mandatory events. Sisterhoods are optional. If you want to go to them, go to them. If you don't have time for it, like, you don't have to go. Basically, sorority life is how you make it. It's different for every person. Some people are more involved than others. Are the stereotypes really true that sororities just do drugs and drinks and hazing and hooking up with frats? There's so much more to sororities and Greek life than just partying. It's honestly just like a good way to meet people, make friends, like have those connections, get involved with campus, raise money for your philanthropy. It's honestly just like a really good support system for you. Like, that's like how I would describe it. They'll help you with academics and stuff. Basically, they're literally just there for you. It's not just about parties and stuff. For hazing, there is an absolute no hazing policy. Panhell does a really good job with dealing with stuff like that. I haven't experienced any hazing or anything. Greek life is super chill, super chill. So I would say the stereotypes are not true. And then the biggest thing I get is like, I don't know if rush is my thing, should I do it? If you're even thinking about it in the slightest bit, if you want to do recruitment or not, like you're like, oh maybe, but I'm like, maybe not, like do it. Do it. Literally, like I said before, you can do it, feel it out, vibe it, really dig on it. Feel it out. If you don't like it, you can drop. I literally do not know what I would do if I didn't go through recruitment and I'm not in my sorority now. Like, I literally have made my best friends for my sorority. I would 1,000,000% recommend going through recruitment. Okay, I think that's it. If you guys want more Greek life sorority videos, let me know. I will be vlogging Polish Week and recruitment week. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give this a thumbs up, subscribe. If you guys are going through recruitment, which I'm guessing you are now that you watched the whole entire video, I wish you the best of luck. Trust the process. You got this. You are a bad bitch and you can do it. Okay, bye.